Hello? Can you hear me? Yo, yo. I don't know why Austin can't find it.
You're in a match?
I just finished one up. Let me get you in here. Are you working this weekend?
No, I mean,
I thought you said you might have to move equipment and crap around.
no, that might happen soon.
Oh, did you find the stream?
Yeah.
I don't know why Austin can't find it.
As soon as I typed it in, it popped up.
Did you type in my name or the Brothers Gamerverse channel?
Brothers Gamerverse.
So you was able to find it?
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, somebody put N-word in our chat. Was that you?
No, I'm on my YouTube. That's probably awesome.
Oh, Austin.
I just subscribed. I'm the first subscriber.
Yeah, so anyways, I was thinking for the first... we can all do our own, like, little...
Play, discuss.
Yeah, that's fine. I was thinking we could...
I just died on Hunt, so...
Okay.
I think you'll like it, but at the same time I think you'll hate it. It's one of those games where you gotta be very careful because it's very easy to die.
Yeah.
And once you lose a character, it's permanently dead. You have to do a new one, but it's not hard. It's interesting.
I'll pass on all that. Anyways, so we all have the information to this channel, so we can all do our own, like, little streams and uploads and stuff.
Let's play, or let's do this series. That way, like, when the Final Fantasy 7 comes out, I'll stream that.
You said Final Fantasy 7?
Yeah, when the remake comes out.
Okay. I didn't know there was a remake coming out. Interesting.
Yeah. It's an HD remake. It comes out March 3rd. I already bought the deluxe pre-order.
Okay.
Thank you, guy.
I missed.
Don't hit it to me. Oh.
I got it. Oh, I overshot that. Oh man, it's way too early for this. No, Tony, get it!
I ain't done that shit. It's too early.
Yeah, Austin, what the hell are you doing up this early? Oh, wow. I missed the boost.
I missed the ball, but I hit their player.
Ah. Oh, so yeah, anyways, I'm thinking we all have access to the channel. We could all do different uploads and stuff, but I kind of want to do like sit-togethers too, where we discuss like games that we've played growing up that influenced what we play now. Games that we remember. Yeah, just because we all grew up relatively the same, and between all of us, we have 100 years plus of gaming. You know, we started playing Atari, right? I don't know what Fred started playing, so it'd be interesting to get his insights on.
At the earliest Genesis, maybe Super Nintendo.
Yeah, so it'd be cool getting
he was
like.
Born in '90s, so by the time he was playing, he's probably Super Nintendo.
Yeah, it'd just be cool to get everybody's different like what they grew up playing.
Favorite genre.
Austin, go to bed. Yeah.
Is he typing in the chat?
Yeah. Like, I was sitting and thinking, like, the first game that I vividly remember raging at is Goof Troop on Super Nintendo. I don't know if you remember that game. Yep. But, like, I still personally never beat those dumbass skeletons, which was like the second little
the
boss, right?
Skeleton, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Which, that game, as simple as it is, was a fun game.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, and like it was just a great Super Nintendo game.
When you're doing like the co-op games, you got to figure out, all right, well, who's going to take the hook shot, who's going to take the candle, who's going to carry what, and then Max and Goofy obviously had their own traits where one was stronger and killed things faster, but the other one was move faster. So.
Yeah, but at the same time, that was probably the first game I can remember trolling like you and Paul on too, because I'm a troll.
Yeah. Well, I remember us playing Grand Theft Auto where I would be like driving and doing all the stoplights, and you guys would be trying to see who could open the cars and kill as much people as you could.
Yeah, you took that game a little. You trying to
follow, I wanted to be more realistic.
Follow the laws.
Where you had to go and put in gas and all that shit.
Right, but who the fuck plays Grand Theft Auto like that? Oh man. Austin said he played Diablo 2 and StarCraft 1 is what he started on. No, I would disagree, Austin. I think you...
I'd say Halo.
I would say Turok. Because he played Turok on GameCube probably way before he played Halo.
Well, I don't know. The boys grew up in the GameCube Xbox era. That's when they were babies.
Right. I couldn't imagine playing those games at those age.
I mean, I could because you grow up knowing what the controllers, just like how Aiden is. Aiden's great with these controllers, but they can't play the retro games like the Sega, Nintendo, and all those games.
Yeah, I know, like, Wyatt, too. He's 5, but his hand-eye coordination is insane. Like, he plays Call of Duty on the PlayStation 4, and he's getting kills and shit, and, like, when I was 5, I couldn't have played these games.
I'm sure you could have. If that's what you grew up knowing, you would.
Time Cell. I think you mean Time Splitters, not Time Cell. Damn, I went for the demo.
One of the first games that made me cry was Final Fantasy VII when Ares died.
So I remember Final Fantasy VII, and at that time we were in what, middle school, 5th grade, 6th grade, and every girl that you was crushing on at that time was a character in that game. And like, I remember, what was her name? Lauren? Was that Yuffie? So, Luffy?
Yeah, yep.
And like, I remember when she died, you cried. Well, what one cried?
Only Ares dies, but I prefer Nicole.
Nicole, that's right. And I remember you crying during that game, and I'm like, what the fuck? And at that time,
I
like,
was invested.
I didn't play games for the stories at that time. I played just for the sake of playing. I didn't play role-playing games because I didn't have the patience nor the, I don't think the brain for it at that time. And still don't play those type of RPGs to this day, like the turn-based. It's just not my thing.
Yeah. You're more of an action player anyways.
Yeah.
Nice score for us.
Yeah, I remember when you was playing Final Fantasy VII, I would sit there for the hours upon hours that you
just watch it for the summons.
Yeah, like I could appreciate the art of the game.
Which is the funny thing about art now, because when we turn it on, it's like, holy shit, this used to look like PlayStation 4 graphics to us then.
Right. But it makes you appreciate what we have now.
I think it was fantastic once the 64 came out, because that allowed us to open up 4 players where me, you, Paul would play like a lot of GoldenEye, a lot of Mario Party games, you know, all those things.
Yeah, Perfect Dark. No. Perfect Dark and GoldenEye was our childhood at Paul's house. And Super Smash Brothers.
Yes, so that was the big 3 for the Nintendo. We used to play a lot of Mortal Kombat, but I think that was right before you actually started going over, because you didn't go to about 5th grade.
Yeah, I never really played Mortal Kombat over there. I think for PlayStation...
You played a lot of Mortal Kombat, though.
Yeah, for PlayStation, we played a lot of Metal Gear.
Oh, yeah.
The best one in the series.
Yep.
Yeah, I've never played a game for a story mode until, I think, PlayStation 4. I played Uncharted 2. Never played the first one, but I played the second one all the way through. Okay, PS3. Yep. So, Call of Duty, I've never played story mode games.
Out of all the games, that's not something that you would typically play single player. And then you told me you beat it. You actually beat it before me, but we bought it at the exact same time together.
Yeah, I played...
so when you told me that, I was like, man, it must be good. So I played it, and that's one of the best story-driven games that we've probably played.
I think for that genre, yes. I love, like, Indiana Jones, and I think that's the closest we'll ever get to that style of game.
Well, I mean, Tomb Raider kind of did it first. This is like a mellow version.
Okay, you're right. Tomb Raider was a good game. Austin says, looking at the Turok game, I've never played that shit in my life. Austin, I disagree, because you used to play that with me, Tony, and Keith all the time.
So he probably just too young,
yeah.
Too little to remember it. Like, I don't remember half the shit when I was a baby.
I agree. Yeah, so Uncharted, I think, was the first game that I ever played all the way through by myself.
And then it turned into The Last of Us?
Yeah, The Last of Us, I was getting ready to get into that, is the best game I've ever played story-wise. The first game that I think I've ever been emotionally connected to, because, you know, at that time I was getting ready to have my first kid, so Shelby was pregnant with Wyatt during that time. No, she just had James at that time. And, like, I got connected to those characters, and like within the opening scene, if you guys never played this game, spoiler alert, your daughter dies at the very beginning during the tutorial, and it makes you instantly get connected with the father character, the main character of that game. And then on top of that, the soundtrack was amazing for any game that I've ever played. It just fits so perfect with the game.
Another cool thing was how they did the multiplayer. It's very unique, to where you got to go through and survive. So it's got a very Counter-Strike-esque feel to it, where you spend money or buy things, but you die and you can lose it. Where you also go throughout the map and you can crash things as you find them.
Yeah, very hardcore game too. Like, it's not your typical run and gun game. You have to like think of what you're gonna do before you do it, which is
well, I think it's one of those games where there's 2 ways to play it. Where it's more stealthy, which is a smarter way to go, or you can just kind of run and gun, which is obviously not as good when you're on a game where, much like Resident Evil series, where you're really cautious of, do you shoot and waste bullets, or do you survive and find another way through?
Right. Do you remember the first game you've ever played online?
The very first game I ever played online?
Yes. Your first online experience.
It would probably be Madden, to be honest.
Madden?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either that or probably Halo, because we grew up with different preferences on system. I obviously grew up more Nintendo-esque, and you were more Sega side. So online for us didn't really start till early mid-2000s when the Xbox 360 came out. You had the regular Xbox. Nintendo didn't really do the whole lot of the online during the GameCube era. So once the PlayStation 3 came out and the Xbox 360, that's when I started going from being a Nintendo fanboy to more of a competitive online playing person. So we obviously switched from, you went from Sega to Xbox, obviously Sega, you know, being no longer, and then to the Xbox, which was the first one that came out to the PS3, and then I, you know, kind of made the switch and never looked back.
I think I gravitated more towards the Xbox just because it was more similar to the Dreamcast controller. It was just one of those bulky, big controllers, you know, not like the PlayStation time. And I remember when PlayStation 3 came out, I did not like the controllers. Like, I was so against PlayStation. Like, I had 360s all the way through, I think, until Microsoft quit letting us return or get the Red Rings of Death fixed, because we went through, what, like 7 different 360s?
Yep.
And they refused to fix them because they thought we were buying broken ones, sending them in to get it fixed and selling them. So I bought an Elite, and then the Elite, I think, got all jacked up, and they refused to do it. Yeah, and I think they refused to fix it, and I was like, well, fuck you guys, right? And I bought a PlayStation 3, and then I haven't had an Xbox since.
So
and I remember...
It's kind of funny... Go ahead.
I think, like, my very first... The game I vividly remember the best playing online is, was it Resistance? Was that PlayStation 3?
Yeah, it was, but I think you're thinking of Mag.
No... What's the, I remember Mag. It was a game before that.
So it might have been Resistance then.
And I hated that game. Like, I could not stand Resistance. But I got real big into, oh, what's that Navy SEAL game? SOCOM. Like, I loved SOCOM. And wish they would make a new one. But I played the hell out of SOCOM, and then we got real big into Mag, and I think as far as PlayStation 3, those were like the only games I remember playing online.
I think there were some other ones, but that was like the big ones we did.
Right. Which Mag was another great game that I don't think people remember.
I think they made some good... I think they had a lot of good things. Obviously, the maps were significantly big, and the player base was significantly much larger than anything that was out for its time. Yeah,
they had game modes where it was like 256 versus 256, and like even to this day, that's unheard of. The closest thing we got now is like, you know, Battlefield. You can have 64 versus 64. The new Call of Duty 32 versus 32, but outside of that, you don't get big games like that.
Well, I think it started to stay. After a while, it's like, all right, do we have enough players? So I don't think Mac was big enough to do it. After a while, I think they made a lot of changes too late. But I definitely think I think you get a lot of attention if they was to do like a second one, but add a little bit more to it.
I think honestly, with all of the games now, they could definitely get away with having game modes like that. I think Call of Duty, if they were able to do that, can manage it. Because like the new Call of Duty, we've always said that if Battlefield and Call of Duty had a baby, it'd be the best game ever. And the new Call of Duty has done that for us, right? It has that same big game mode where it's the huge maps and it's the domination style gameplay where you got to capture and hold the different areas of the map. You know, the maps are big, it has the vehicles. My only gripe about the new Call of Duty is I'm always been a sniper in like the games I play online like that. I love sniping. But
well, actually, now that we're thinking about those kind of things, I'm starting to remember some of the earlier online games that I was playing, which is way before any of the Xboxes or PlayStation 3s we've done. Do you remember a game on the computer that we used to play was Command & Conquer?
Yes. I forgot, honestly, all about the PC games.
Yeah, well, the other thing is, we played a lot of StarCraft and Diablo 2, which is also before, even though, you know, online competitively was more StarCraft than Diablo, although there was PvP, it's not, I wouldn't call it the same as a competitive online.
Yeah.
But definitely StarCraft.
Yeah, I never really got into the whole strategy StarCraft. I did like the custom maps. Like the tower defense, the sunken defense, the choose your defense, you know, those type of game modes. I never really liked the whole competitive because it just, everybody did the same thing. It was the Zerg rush or the pylon rush. It was like, who cares? Like, I'm in for the long game. I don't know if you remember, but I would always set up like defenses for you to try to break through, and I'd spend like an hour setting up all these fucking siege tanks and shit for you to try to break through, but in the long run you would destroy them. But then you got real big into just winning, so you would do the Zerg rushes that everybody was doing, the different metas, right? And then it just didn't get fun because you would have my base destroyed before I can even build.
Because I started adapting to what they were doing. We only knew what we knew.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think that goes to the different like mindsets. I like to be creative and you like to win.
Yeah, I'm definitely the more competitive one. Although I think we both have genres that we excel at. Obviously, I think you're way better at first-person shooters, fighting games. To a degree, I think Smash Brothers I'll take, but I think for like the Mortal Kombat style, the Tekken style, those kind of games, I think you're more adept to where I might have the RPGs, maybe the sports games. You got more like the sniper games.
Yeah, well, the sports games, we haven't played any sports games outside of like Madden. I know we played a lot of like the NBA Jam, right? Was that the 64 one? The best game ever for sports related. We played a lot of Blitz.
That's
like
one of the times where like Blitz was like the football, the Jam. Do you remember NFL Street?
Yeah, actually, I was getting ready to mention that NFL Street. The only thing I remember that is just Marcus Vick being able to run a train on everybody because he was real big at that time.
Well, I think.
So realistic
Street to me was like a perfect mix between Blitz and Madden.
Yeah, I think with like sports, the more realistic it is, the less I like it. You like the whole thinking of what plays you need to do. I always pick the same play. That's why I always suck at the sports games because I don't care. I just like to
followed football a lot more than you did.
Right.
You didn't really follow or really watch.
You still do. I haven't watched a single football game this year.
I haven't seen a football game in a couple of years because I switched to esports.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then since Grandpa passed away, I quit watching baseball. That's just boring.
Right. I think like sports games you was always better at because you just
paid attention to it more, so I understood what was going on.
Yeah. I think, like the fighting games, yeah, I'll give you the Super Smash Brothers. But when it came more to like the technical fighting games, like Tekken, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, I excelled at because I put the time in to learn the combos. And
just like this game, I fucking suck at this game.
Yeah, well, so do I still, but I'm getting better.
I mean, if I compare me to you, I'm way below the football.
Right. I would agree with that. But that's also because I put the time into this game.
Me on League of Legends would be like me and you on here.
Yeah.
That's luck.
No, it wasn't.
Right,
I hit it down to you.
Well, I'm saying for me to be there.
Yeah. I'm so used to playing this with Dallas. I'm just used to somebody following up.
Awesome. You guys ever defeat that evil 9-year-old?
I was getting ready to ask that. I was literally getting ready to ask that. Did he destroy your guys' base? I don't remember too much about Command and Conquer. I do. What was that?
Ah, shit. That's me.
That game that was similar to Command and Conquer. Was it Red Alert, or is that still Command and Conquer?
That's still Command and Conquer. It was Command and Conquer Red Alert. They had like Command and Conquer Tiberian Sun, Command and Conquer Red Alert 2. They had like a bunch of different games.
Yeah, I don't think I ever remember playing those online though myself.
Well, I did that at Dad's house. So he had a bunch of friends because he played that.
Yeah.
So that's why I kind of played with him.
Yeah, I don't think I played like.
StarCraft was probably my first big online, like my first actual.
You know, I think honestly we could, you know, dedicate a lot of the games that we've played to Paul, because outside of like Paul, we played a lot of like these different PlayStation games because that's what we had at the time, right?
Yeah, Paul was more of the. He got us into like the computer, like Diablo. He got us into. I would have probably never played it or known about it had he not done it. Same
Right.
for StarCraft, Warcraft, which I never really cared for Warcraft.
I liked I liked Warcraft better than StarCraft myself, just because I like the art. Again, I get into the whole art thing. If I can appreciate what it takes to make those games come to life.
The thing I didn't like about Warcraft was I didn't understand how the melee was, because it was more like you had a champ and then a base, and they had abilities, where StarCraft was you just build armies how like Red Alert was. So it was more familiar to me. I did, however, like or prefer the Warcraft where you could share resources with a teammate. That was pretty cool.
Right. That was pretty cool. I like the custom games that people make more than the actual game itself, because I never like strategy. I just don't have the mind for it or the patience for it, because I think I have a short attention span.
Person where you want it done and you want it to be instant. You don't have to sit and wait or develop something to be how you want it.
Correct. I'm still that way to this day. I have no patience for games like MMORPGs. I love the idea of an MMORPG. I hate the
grind.
Yeah, I hate the grind. I hate just the generic missions. I need you to defeat 6 of these scrub bears. And then for what? You know, I just want to do the big boss battles. I want to do the whole...
You want to do the stuff that you would do after you built your stuff up.
Yeah.
After the grinds.
Right.
I mean, I was on Final Fantasy 11 for 11 months straight, 16 hours a day, all day.
Full-time job. So you could play your Final Fantasy 11 for 16 hours a day. I played it downstairs. Command & Conquer is what I was going to say. I played it downstairs in Mom and Dad's room at the computer. They had sitting on their nightstand, LOL, CNC.
So I actually bought that a long ass time ago.
Yeah, that CNC reminds me.
Like a 10-pack.
That CNC reminds me of Conker's Bad Fur Day. That's what I was like.
Ooh,
that's what drove me.
That was a good game, and the us playing it. I mean, obviously not online, but us playing it multiplayer is pretty cool too.
Yeah, it was again one of those games that was just kind of childish, but at the same time had adult humor. Like your squirrels.
It was just at the age where we understood the majority of it.
Yeah, you was a squirrel fighting teddy bears, which itself is just who the fuck makes a game like that, right?
And you gotta get the dandelion who's got like big ass boobs and shit.
Yeah. I remember the boss battle that I remember most is the giant turd.
Yeah.
He got to it before I got to it. I know me and Dallas used to play a shit ton of a FF game on DS is when we both got one for Christmas. I don't remember what FF game, but we
Tactics.
Yeah, I like the tactics game. Like I remember what was the one for the PlayStation that Paul had that we played a shit ton of?
The advanced or no, that have been Final Fantasy Tactics.
No, there was another one that wasn't Final Fantasy related.
Well, there was one for PlayStation.
Yes.
There was one like the tactics, but you got people that could shoot guns and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
I don't know if that's one you're talking about or not. I don't know the name of it though.
I can't either.
I know there was one for the DS that we played a lot. Was the Advanced Wars.
Right. Also, we know FF means Final Fantasy.
Maybe it means Final Fight.
Oh man, game history.
I think the worst Final Fantasy game that I've ever played, and I think we played it for a while, was the Crystal Chronicles. It was so stupid that one of the characters had to carry it around that fucking bucket, and then after you beat it the first couple times, it's too repetitive and it was just like stopped.
Yeah, but I think the reason we gravitated to was because we could all play together.
Yeah, because it was online. Or not online, just 4 players. I mean.
Like, the game itself was not bad, it just wasn't a long game.
Yeah. Fuck, we're getting styled on.
That's because we're talking.
I think some of the better games when we were younger were allowed like to beat out like the Streets of Rage, which were pretty good games. The Ghost and or not Ghost and Goblins. Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Yes, dude. I wish they would make more games like that, like just updated graphics, because those games are so good.
There's a sequel to Zombies Ate Your Neighbors. I didn't even know that until I was watching a video on YouTube the other day.
I mean, I completely forgot about that game until you mentioned it. Like,
they should remake that.
I agree.
Or just make a more modern one.
Dude, we could make a rip-off version on RPG Maker.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Can be. Let's see. Zombies Ate My Neighbors. That reminds me of like other games that we used to play now. Like, do you remember what's that game for the Dreamcast?
Redstone?
No.
Or Power Stone, I mean.
What is it?
The Power Stone, it's like that action or not action. It's like that fighting game where you had to go and get the stones and do all that kind of stuff. I vaguely remember, I just don't remember a whole lot.
I don't remember.
Legends we played a lot on Dreamcast.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, Gauntlet Legends. I don't remember Power Stone there, Thanos, okay?
I guarantee you, let me look at that.
Yes, Gauntlet Legends. The best Gauntlet Legends was for the Dreamcast, and they've never been able to mimic that game. Like, even the new one.
I mean, I'm sure there's people that like it. It's just not. We like that one so much that we wanted it to be more like that one.
You're right.
And you know what's really funny? I found the arcade cabinet, which has the 6 players on it, for I think it's like $1,000 in Detroit. I just didn't have anybody or any way to go pick it up.
Of that Gauntlet Legends?
Yeah, that Gauntlet Legends, the actual arcade cabinet with 6 players.
That'd be cool. Dude, what's going on right now, dude? We're losing 5-0.
I almost scored, but I fucked it up. Well, this one kid's fucking. I can't do that flip shit. I feel like Mom's talking about games. I can't do that flippy shit you guys do.
The flippy floppy shit, you know?
You know that running and aiming stuff? You know I can only do one control. I got time.
Oh, so that made me think of some like challenges that we could do on this channel. You know, we could play platformer games where there's two people holding one controller. One person's controlling the movement, the other person's controlling like the action buttons.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
I think we need to do a thing for a common party because that's fun.
Yeah, we
and
could stream
we
it.
Can play and talk still, like this. Although we'd be talking shit to each other more.
Right, but that's half the fun. Do you remember the very first shooter that you ever got into? Besides Call of Duty 4?
Well, we played the Call of Duty 2, and I hate that shit.
Yeah, we never played that one online, though. I remember playing Call of Duty 3 online.
Maybe 3 is what I was talking about.
The World War II. I kind of like that one because it's just so simple. You know, you didn't have to create your classes, which I take for granted now because I love creating classes. But like that one, all the snipers did the same thing. All of the machine guns did the same thing. You know,
yeah, it's just very basic.
It's literally the only thing that separates the players is skill, right?
Yep. Are you talking about online?
Yeah.
Like first shooters online?
Yeah.
Not specifically. I remember playing some Halos. I played the Battlefield 2 was really, really good, which is what I played, and you didn't like it, but you like the new ones now.
You say Battlefield?
Yeah. The one, the Xbox 360 and Battlefield 2. The one where when you kill somebody, you can go pick up their kit by picking up the little duffel bag that they dropped.
Yeah, that's Modern Combat. And like, when at that time I was real big into Sniper Elite. And like you played the hell out of.
We used to have Tara and Amy on it trolling people because it was the girls, but then we just go around killing. Well, not me. They just go around killing people.
Yeah,
you would just walk up and let them kill them.
You played the hell out of Battlefield Modern Combat. At that time I was playing Sniper Elite and I think Call of Duty 3, and I hated Battlefield. I couldn't get into it because at that time it was a little more hardcore than what I was used to. A big game too, like the large scale battles. But then I started.
I also play a lot of the Splinter Cell too, the Double Agent.
Yeah, I started playing Battlefield with your friend. What was his name?
Heidebrink.
Yes, Heidebrink. So I started playing with him, and like, I got so into the Battlefield game that I think I went and got my own 360 because at that time we only had the one. Yep. So I got a 360.
I remember I'd be asleep and you guys would be sitting there like, turn that shit down.
Right. That game, I got.
Oh my god.
Ouch. I got so into it, I went and got my own 360 so I could play that, and then we started playing it together, and we got Keith into it. And then it made him go get a 360. And that was like insane because the maps were not anywhere near the size they are now, right? And the games were.
They're still pretty big for that time too. Just
not
when you're comparing to now.
And I want to say they only supported 64 players, so it was 32 versus 32, correct?
Yep.
And like anything that I was playing at that time was just couldn't compare to that. And the graphics were nice. Again, all the classes were the same, so the only thing that separated players was just skill. And I wasn't a hardcore shooter, like first-person shooter at that time, because Sniper Elite was third-person, SOCOM was third-person, and that's what I gravitated to. So I did not like it when I first played it, but again, it was one of those things I put the time in, and I grinded and got better at it, and now, like, that's what I prefer, is first-person shooters.
It's really funny thinking back. The reason I even bought the 360 was because I watched that commercial for Fight Night Round 3, and I didn't even care for boxing. Like, oh, that game looks so sweet when you knock someone out there and like a boat rocking. So that's what actually prompted me to buy the 360.
Yeah.
And then I remember, so I kept waiting for it. So I was watching out the window like a kid at Christmas, and I decided to take a bath. You guys come in saying, your Xbox 360's here, and you threw the dog in the bathtub, so I got out of the room, I was naked, I ran into the room butt naked to, get my revenge.
I remember that, because you were shaking your dick at us. I remember because that was like Keith's first time like doing like fucking with you.
Yeah.
And like I remember that thing because he was like, "What?" He was like, "What the fuck?" Oh my god.
It's really funny thinking back, like all the games we got him into, he was not good at any of them. And then I actually, so my first time and probably only time breaking the goddamn controller was during Madden. I was beating him so bad, so it wasn't like I was losing or because I lost, but he got to play. It's pretty much a Hail Mary pass and scored a touchdown. It was running in my face, and I was so pissed. I threw the controller down and busted behind the TV stand.
I remember that. I remember that day because Keith was like, "Dude, what the fuck is wrong with you?"
He's like, it was just a game. I was like, "This is not a game. This is real life."
Yeah. And I remember, speaking of Madden, like, again, I hate those style of games. And I think the last time that me and you played against each other, I beat you. You was the Bengals, I was the Browns. And that was the last time I played that game, and I will not play it again
and
because...
You refused to play me because you didn't lose.
Yep. So at this point, the last game we've ever played in Madden, I beat you. And I think it was only by like 6 points, too.
Yeah, it wasn't by much. I don't remember what the score was. I mean, that was probably 15, 13 years ago. I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't matter, though, because I won. And I am the grand champion. I need to go make a Madden trophy now and display it in my house.
What's some of your favorite, like, console games that you remember playing that we did more like a family?
What do you mean console games that we played as a family? Like platformers?
Like, yeah, Super Nintendo, we played like, no, just like we played a lot of Donkey Kong Country. So the whole family played that. Like we all did like the medievals, we all did the gauntlets.
Okay.
It's something that more of the whole family got involved into. Obviously not the younger ones like the Austin and Dallas, but
Oddworld. I think that was a big one for PlayStation, the first PlayStation. It was one of those games. Yeah, it was like a puzzle game / platformer, and it was pretty cool.
Yeah. So you know what's really funny? That was right around the time when the PlayStation came out, where the Pizza Hut was doing the Olympus. And Jody, I believe that was Jody's copy she brought over. And on the save slot, I had it to where I jumped and was landing on a mine, but I saved it right before I landed on the mine, so every time you respawn, you just kept in an endless loop onto the mine. It was pretty funny.
Fucking.
And she was so pissed.
Fucking troll.
I remember being younger, probably early 90s, I had a concussion, I wasn't allowed to play games, so I was sneaking and playing them when I could.
I think also another game that we played as a... I don't know if it was necessarily as a family, but I know we all got into pretty heavily was, it was on the GameCube. Fuck, and it was kind of like The Sims. What the fuck is that game?
It was like The Sims?
Yeah, they're still making them to this day. Fuck, what the hell is that game? Because I remember I would miss school to play this fucking game. Like, you had to go get a bunch of shit.
You're talking about, you're the two, you get a little,
yeah, you're like
cabin.
the fuck... Yeah.
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, yes. Oh my god, that game consumed my junior and senior year in high school. Like, I missed... No, it was my freshman and sophomore year. I missed every single Monday to play that fucking game. And it got to the point where, like, Mom was like, you can't miss school to play this game. And I did. For, like, my whole freshman year. It was every single Monday. Because I think you lived at Dad's at that time, right?
Yep.
Or it was 8th grade to freshman year, so you was making that transition back to Mom's house.
No, because I lived there during 7th grade, because I moved back to Mom's 8th grade. That's why I broke my jaw.
That's right. Yeah, that
so
game.
What happened after that?
That game consumed me, man. And it was just the most simple game, too. And there was, like, no competitiveness to it. But in my head, I had to have the best house out of all of us. I had to have the best, like, rares out of all of us. Like, the fossils and the fish. And, like, oh, my God. That game. If they ever made a pay-to-win version, like, you can only have this item if you buy it. Dude, my bank account would be negative. Because I had to be the best.
I think another game that I kind of forgot about that we kind of spent as a family playing was the Tiger Woods, because everybody had their own golfer, and everybody would be trying to spend their points to make their golfer better. But we had a lot of fun times playing that too.
Yeah, that was a good one. Back when the golf game, Tiger Woods ruled the world.
Yeah. My, how we have fallen.
Yeah. They haven't, like, they've made golf games since then. Like, they had the Royal McIlroy who took over the Tiger Woods.
I bought the PGA Tour 2 or whatever it was. I played for a little bit. It's just not the same. Although I think if they did more VR stuff, that'd be cool.
Yeah, they have, like, a hardcore golf game. World Golf Tour is what it's called. And it's, like, it's good. The graphics aren't the best. But, like, the play is solid. Get out of here with that baby back bullshit, Tony. What the fuck?
That's right. You should have already expected this from me. Oh, Jesus Christ. We need to find new people to play with.
Okay, after this one.
Oh, but my mom's calling me. Let's go.
Gotta go to school, guys. Let's see.
I almost knocked that in.
Centaurine! You're supposed to follow that.
I did follow it. Following it back to our base. We used to, I remember at Paul's, we used to play a lot of the wrestling games. Paul really loved making his own wrestlers, but we used to, like, and that was when we was big into wrestling, come up with, like, all right, who do we want to have the belts? And we just sit there and have one person go out and smack the main guy out of the ring, and the other person, the tag team partner, would just go sit there and beat the shit out until the 10 count timer would go up, so we could dictate who had the belts.
Right. Oh man, wrestling games. That brings back memories.
If you had to be stuck with one console for the rest of your life, what console would it be? And it includes the whole library that's been for it.
And all the games work?
Yeah. You gotta have the broken games.
I mean, that's tough, because, like, every console has games that I, like, love. But probably... I don't know, probably PlayStation 4, honestly, just because all the games that I play currently, like right now, the biggest two games that I play is, you know, Rocket League, obviously, and I play a lot of Call of Duty, but I also have, like, Brawlhalla's on here, which is pretty much a clone of Super Smash Brothers. I think it's better than Super Smash Brothers, just because it has more characters, and it's a little more technical than just... one button does all your attacks, one button grabs all your shit. You actually have like a light and heavy attack, so the combos you could do are pretty crazy.
I much rather have played Smash Brothers. I don't even think it's close.
That's because Brawlhalla is too technical for you.
If I had to pick one console, it's definitely hands down Super Nintendo.
Super Nintendo? Okay.
I just had so many great classic games that I can sit and play, like Donkey Kong Country, and the graphics still hold up. They don't look like shit how like the PlayStation 1 or the 64 where it got too polygon-y. The graphics are still good, the games are still fun.
Yeah, I can get it behind the pixel art. So do you have the retro Super Nintendo?
No. Well, I mean, do you count me having moms?
So you do have a retro one. So what I was thinking
I
too,
actually gave it to Factory.
because I have one
You're talking about the SNES Classic.
Is that the one that has like the 60 games or whatever?
Yep.
Okay, yeah. So I have one that we got for the boys that doesn't get used. So I was kind of thinking, you know, once we can all get together and all do a video and stream together, because I kind of think we can have this conversation with everybody, you know, Austin, Dallas, and Fred, and it's going to be the same type of conversation, but it's going to be a different conversation because everybody's going to have different opinions and point of views, you know what I mean?
We're having a threesome over here. Help push. Get on the other side.
Okay, hold on. Anyways, we can have this. Did you just score on us?
Yep.
Okay, nice.
I mean, they're just trolling there.
Okay. So, anyways, we can have this conversation with all 5 of the guys, right? And then it's going to be the same style conversation, but it's going to be a different conversation because, you know, our games growing up are going to be different than Fred's.
Well, ours will be a lot more similar. The boys' being, you know, Dallas and Austin are probably going to be a little bit more similar just because of the age gap and the era that they grew up and playing.
Their games are probably more driven towards like the PlayStation 2.
No, they grew up in the GameCube, Xbox era. They didn't. PS2 was way before their time.
Was it?
Yeah. Well, actually, PS2 and Xbox was the same era. So that's PS2, Xbox, and GameCube was the same era.
Okay.
But those came out like 2001 and 99.
That's when they were born. Yeah.
But I'm saying by the time they got up to where they were actually able to play games, that's when the 360 and the PS3 were out.
Okay. How do you feel about if we do like a versus competition where loser has to do like a punishment? We could do like a wheel of I lost and this is what I have to do, or I suck and this is the punishment.
Well, as long as you're not giving me shots of soy sauce and some other shit.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Like we could do a shot of like one of the punishments could be a shot of hot sauce or something like that.
The music.
Mine's
going deaf, or is it like that?
Mine's still on.
Mine's like, I just hear the engine sounds and the tires. I don't hear none of the music. Where is everybody?
They're right here.
I'm gonna score. I thought maybe I was lagging or like I dropped or something.
We could do one like there's a challenge where we have to try to beat a level of Mario blindfolded or something like that.
Or we could have a competition to where like one person's blindfolded, the other person's guiding.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Or we do it maybe like a race or see who can get the farthest blindfolded or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe we'll get 10 minutes to try to do the first level blindfolded, so you're able to like try to do your stuff, and whoever can get the farthest wins. You get your 3 lives or something. Now let's exit the main menu and get some.
They left.
Better people to play against.
Oh,
well, I did too.
Okay. It just.
Don't you have to go to work?
Yeah, I have to be there at 7.
So I googled the Power Stone.
Okay.
It was a while ago. As soon as I text you the picture, you're like, "Oh yeah, that game."
What is that Dreamcast game? It was an RPG that I got into where like you had like this mechanical arm and it had like different powers. I don't know, I can't remember it, but I remember I played it quite a bit. It was a turn-based RPG.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I don't remember.
Okay. Never mind. I can't remember the name of it. Do you remember the Sonic game for the Dreamcast though? Like the
Sonic Adventure.
Oh, that game
Sonic Adventure 1 and 2
was so good.
Actually, so it's funny that you mentioned that. I heard or had read, it's either yesterday or the day before, that they might be doing a remake on that.
For the Switch?
I don't know what, they're just going to be remaking it.
That'd be cool. Like, that game was so good.
Whoa, that guy blocked it.
I saw. I remember that game. It was kind of like a open world style Sonic game, which was cool at the time. But
it had different characters that could do different stuff.
Yeah, but it made use of those Dreamcast memory cards, which was, I think, unique in a way.
Like little eggs or whatever it was.
Yeah, and you had to like hatch them. It was cool.
It was like a mini Tamagotchi.
Yes. Oh my god. Yeah, anyway, that game was so good too. Man. Did you send me that picture?
No, not yet. There's do you remember there's a PlayStation RPG you played also, I think Luna or Aline, or it had a girl's name. I think Brian Kell got you into it.
I don't remember. Oh, Parasite Eve. Parasite Eve,
no,
I played.
Not Parasite Eve. This was like a Japanese RPG.
I don't remember. The only like RPG that I remember playing like on PlayStation, and it was because we could play together, was Star Ocean.
There's a really good RPG game on the GameCube, if you remember what it's called. I do. I want to see if you know. We played it together. It was one of those RPGs where we were able to play together, and we played it because it was a lot like Star Ocean.
Tales of Symphonia?
Yep.
No, I don't remember that game at all. Actually, we played, I think, quite a bit of the different Tales games, because there's like 6 of them or something like that. And I remember playing those because mainly they're more like an action RPG, so it wasn't turn-based.
Yeah.
And 2, we was able to play together. Like, you would play the main character, obviously, because you're a turd and you always take all the main characters.
And then you mostly played it when I played it a lot by myself, but you kind of played it whenever you just want to join in.
Right. Yeah, I actually like those games. I think there's a new one that just came out, and I want to say it's on the PlayStation 4. I saw it when I was in the store just looking at random shit. It's Tales of something.
Yeah, Aiden's birthday's coming up, so I'm going to probably see what he wants, which will probably most likely be V-Bucks or some video game.
Dude, you just took me out of the play. V-Bucks or what?
V-Bucks or a game or something.
Okay.
That's what he usually... I gave him V-Bucks for Christmas, and he spent it all on whatever he got, and then he didn't have enough for something else. I'm like, Jesus. And every time he comes over, Dad, how much is in your bank account?
Yep. He's spoiled.
I can't wait for the PS5 to come out. He's going to have a PS4 Pro.
Y'all, you giving him your PS4 Pro?
Well, I'm going to keep it at my house, because I already bought him I bought me the PS4 Pro and gave him the old PS4. So once I get the PS5, then he can have a PS4 at his mom's house and the PS4 at my house.
Okay, is the
Shit.
You took me out of the play. Is the PlayStation 5 going to play PlayStation 4 games? Like everything is only going to have just an updated processor?
Yep, but I also heard there's a rumor that it's going to be fully backwards compatible all the way back to PS1.
Okay. I think
that's a rumor, so I don't know.
I'll pass on getting it. Then if it's still going to just play the games that I currently have, I'm not one of those. I need the next and newest and greatest thing.
Yeah, me neither, but as soon as I can pre-order, I'm with it.
Yeah, I know.
I can do an unboxing on the channel. People are still into that thing.
They have to be. Look at Look at Ryan's toy review. That's all he does is open up boxes.
We need to have like a retro competition.
What do you mean a retro
Like,
competition? Like,
where we just play an older game, like do a GoldenEye or you know whatever.
okay.
I actually want to see with us being older, watching the boys' first experience doing like GoldenEye or like a game where it doesn't look great today, but was still fun. That would be interesting to see, like getting their thoughts of what the game is, like how they have YouTube videos where kids are listening to older stuff or watching older movies or they're commenting it. It'd be funny to see their reactions to that game, like watching them play the first level or second level.
Have them play like the hardest game ever, Ghouls and Ghosts. Watch them rage because they can't get past the first level.
You're talking about Ghosts and Goblins, but yeah.
Yeah, Ghost and Goblins.
Another one that they would rage at would be the Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah.
So, in all honesty, there's this fucking game I was never able to even beat the first level. This was as an adult. Was fucking Batman. That shit was hard.
Batman for like Super Nintendo?
No, the regular Nintendo.
Do you remember playing Aladdin on Sega?
Yeah, so I almost brought that up earlier because we used to play a lot of Disney games, like the Toy Story we played on Super Nintendo, Aladdin we played.
Aladdin? Like
Lion King.
I remember Lion King, but the one that I remember most is Aladdin because the soundtrack was pretty much the music from the movie, right? And like it was a solid platformer. It was a good game.
Well, the biggest Disney game I remember playing was Toy Story. But I don't know if you played that with me at Pulse Sounds, but we used to play that shit a lot.
Yeah, I don't recall that one. Wait. Is that the one that has like the crane? Your Buzz Light?
Yeah,
okay, yeah.
And then one of the levels you had the rocket, so you had to like go through and
yeah, I remember. I remember. Okay, I remember that game now. The old like I don't know the genre. I guess it'd be like the hack and slash, like the Ninja Turtle games, Battletoads.
Oh yeah, those are great. Oh yeah, that's actually a pretty hard game too.
Yeah, those are like all games they need to come out with. Oh my goodness!
They actually just came out with a new Battletoad, I think.
I didn't know.
Do you remember? We used to play a lot of Toe Jam and Earl too.
Yeah, the newest one of that sucks.
I haven't played it. I know it just came out.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Speaking of which, did you get the PlayStation Plus games for January?
No, what are they?
It's the Uncharted Collection and Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator?
Yeah, you're a goat.
I'm not getting that bullshit.
It's free.
The Uncharted collection, though, so it's like all three of them?
It's the first three, yeah.
Okay.
It's the Nathan Drake collection.
Okay. I've never played the first one, so I might have to pick that up because I played the second one and third one all the way through. I bought the fourth one, but I have not like played all the way through just because I couldn't get into it.
So yeah, I played the second one first, just like how you did, and then I bought the first one. Then my PlayStation started crashing. That's when I bought all the. I was playing Assassin's Creed 2 and 3. When I was going through my divorce, and then my PlayStation started messing up because I had the original 60 gig fat PS3 one. And then I bought a new PS3, so I had a lot of issues, so I never went back to it. But I was in the middle of the first one, it was pretty good. Then I bought the, my friend actually won a deluxe copy of Uncharted 3 through Taco Bell, so he gave me his copy that he had pre-ordered. But then I let Mom borrow it, so I actually never played 3, and then I never bought or played 4.
Yeah, the third one was a great game because I think the third one they're looking for Shangri-La, and it was good. I have not.
Well, actually, I take that back. I did play a little bit of 3.
Okay.
But I've never played 4 or 5.
I didn't know there was a fifth one.
Well, it's the girl one.
Oh, okay.
The girls.
I got you.
They're supposedly making a movie a long time ago. I don't know if they still are or what's going on.
I heard they was. I heard it's still on. Like I heard about it earlier this year. Yeah, I still have the fourth one. I need to play it. I need to finish it because like the story, it seems like they were just going for like big blockbuster moments right off the back, and like what the third one did was like it built up to it.
Yeah. We used to play a lot of Super Punch Out and stuff too.
Super Punch Out.
The boxing one.
I don't remember. Is that the one where you're Mike Tyson?
No, that's the original one. On the Super Punch Out, that's one where you fight Gabby J. So he's like, Gabby J.
Okay, yeah, the guy you beat in 5
like
seconds.
7 seconds. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Do you remember Ready to Rumble?
Yep. That was one of the Dreamcast ones.
Yep. Yeah, I'm curious to see like what the boys say their genres are, cause like they grew up in a
Well, there's a lot more genres when they grew up.
Yeah, the type of games that they play was molded by what we played, because obviously they wanted to play with us. So I know they played a lot of Halo 3, linking up the consoles like we did, right? They played a lot of the Splinter Cell. Austin will say he's the best at Double Agent, even though I think he's never really actually played it, like, online.
So me and Heidebrink, and even me and Kim, was like 2v3 people because we didn't have any competition there. And then there's only 2 people that constantly beat me in Heidebrink. I don't remember their names, but that was like my game. Spend 8-10 hours after work playing it.
Yeah, I never got into them.
YouTube videos of me playing.
Yeah, because I'm the type of person I get like the concept of the game, but like when you're the spy and the mercs were able to see the outline of your silhouette, pissed me off, because what's the point of being a spy wearing all black if you're just gonna light up when they see you?
Well, they had to make it fair. Obviously, the spies just
that just takes away from the game. Like, I want that hardcore experience. Like, even now, like the new Call of Duty, it's so good, but my biggest gripe is the sniping in that game. If you have a sniper scope, it has a glare. It doesn't matter where you're at on the map. They see where you're at because of the fucking glare. And I think that's the dumbest thing ever. Like, we want that hardcore shooter experience because, like, we're never going to go to war, right? So the only way we're going to experience that type of shooting experience is through video games.
Yeah.
And I want that hardcore experience because, again, that's what I do, is I like to snipe. And I don't like the fact that no matter where I'm at, they know because I have the fucking glare on my scope. I think it's just dumb. Or, like, if that's going to be in the game, there should be a perk or an attachment where you can get rid of it, so you can have that ghost experience. Because, like, you're using ghost, that way you're not up on the UAVs, right? You're using cold-blooded so their kill streaks don't see you. So what's the point of all that if they can exactly just look in your general direction, see the glare, aim at the glare, and kill you? Just drives me nuts. That's one thing that Battlefield 4 has over that Call of Duty, is like the sniping. You can actually sit and snipe.
I think one of the things that I liked when I was doing Call of Duty versus the things I hated was, if you're shooting, you chill up on the minimap and someone would just go over to you. I like the hardcoreness where when you played hardcore, it didn't show you on the map unless you got the plane or the perk or whatever. But it was a lot better to where I can go somewhere and hide and not have to worry about my position being away. That's why I prefer the things with like silencers, or it gave you a little bit more of a they don't know where you're at kind of feel to it. Yeah,
but you're also the type of person too where you run around with a submachine gun with steady aim and just spray a prey.
Yeah, P90s.
Right.
And I was good at doing it.
Well, I don't know about all that, but That's like what I remember. I was playing Search and Destroy because we had a team. Like it was me, you, it was Keith. There were 6 of us that constantly played. I can't remember everybody that played though. But we would play Search and Destroy.
That with us?
No, I don't think it was Kim.
Timberwolf or whatever.
Oh, Optics, Timberwolf, Fats. Like we would.
Fats, but I remember the other ones.
Yeah, we would all play Search and Destroy, and like everybody's being tactical except for you. you run around with your P90, just unloading your clips on whoever was in your general direction. Anybody that you was looking at would get sprayed at from across the map. You never pulled that aiming button.
And one of the things I never ever used because I hated it so much with the fucking passion was the goddamn noob tube.
Yeah, and like me, Keith, and Optics would be able to noob tube from spawn to spawn. Like we took the time to figure out where to aim. Yeah. Oh god. The good old days. I don't like Search and Destroy no more. Like I played it on the new one. It's not the same.
I haven't played Call of Duty since like Black Ops 2, and I actually enjoyed the zombies.
Yeah, the new one doesn't have zombies.
Well, was it Treyarch or Infinity Ward? Because Infinity Ward never did the zombies.
I honestly don't know who made this one. I didn't pay that much attention. The only reason I bought it is because somebody at work told me that they were going to have the big games where it's going to be 32 on 32. I was like, alright, you sold me.
Wait, you bought it?
Yeah. Well, you bought it. Yeah, you bought it. Yeah, you bought it. That was the only reason I wanted this game, was because of that. And like, what the fuck was that guy doing?
I think he was trying to go up after you hit it, but failed. Oops.
But I think that's just like games in general. Like we'll always find something that we love, and we'll always find something that we hate, that we can't stand. Pretty much in every single game.
Well, I think.
Do you have a game that you have no hate for? Like, is there any game that you could think of that you absolutely love that you can't think of a single bad thing about?
I think there's a lot of games that I love, but it's because I enjoy playing them, even though there might be bad qualities that take it away. Like League of Legends I love, but the amount of trolls you get when I'm trying to play ranked kind of like sours it, but it doesn't make me not want to play it or play it any less.
Okay.
I think you only get that with multiplayer games, right? Like if the single player game's good like Uncharted 2, you're gonna say, oh well, this sucked on Uncharted 2.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I can't think of a bad thing about the story lines of like The Last of Us and
like
the Uncharted.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it's online, we could think of probably a million things we don't like. Like even Rocket League is the same thing. Like I hate my biggest gripe about this is it's a team game, right? So you can't just carry your team. It's hard to do. Just like League of Legends, you can't carry your whole team. You could try, but if your team's not doing well, it's going to be very hard to win that game.
Yep. Unless you're Austin, he's fantastic.
Yeah, well, we're not going to get into that subject. Because like
I don't know if he's still watching or not, but
like
he'd be the one that I'll carry.
No, he's not watching. We don't have any viewers right now. I like League of Legends. I haven't played it in a while because I've kind of... It's a love-hate thing because it's one of those... I play it, I quit playing it for a few weeks, and it's like, when I go back into it, it seems like everything changes.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that's constantly, like, there's always a new meta or buffs or nerfs that's changed how things are played, and it's hard to keep up with unless you consistently play it.
Yeah, I actually have not played since they changed the jungle, and it's because it pissed me off. Because, like, the first game I played when they changed the jungle and I died to the fucking wraiths, I was like, what the fuck? And Fred was like, yeah, they changed the jungle. They made it to where you get more experience. I was like, yeah, but they also made it to where you can't fucking kill anything by yourself.
I mean, you can. You just...
Dude.
It's different because it's been a while before you play.
I was a jungler 1,000 times before in the jungle, right? At the race. I went through 3 pots and still died.
I haven't played in a couple of days because I've been stuck playing Hunt.
I also don't like League of Legends because, like, if you don't play ranked, you're gonna go against people that's probably far better than your skill level, right? But
no, well, it depends because when you group up, you're playing with people that have my skill level and people that have your skill level, so it's hard to tell who's going to go into your lane. Is it going to be the guy my level or the guy your level? But if you was to play with, say, like Fred, your games would be easier.
Well, my problem is, like, I play top. That's what I play mostly, and support now, right? So
Yep.
I play the tanky champions that don't require, like, the range.
Well, there's a new one that came out that you might like. And he's a top laner, and he's a fighter.
Well, I don't plan on playing League. I think I gave it up for good now. I
wouldn't say that.
It's just not fun for me anymore. It used to be simple, now it's just like, it's just not fun for me anymore.
So some of the funny moments for that, while we're on the subject of League of Legends, is when we first started playing bots, we used to take like an hour to fucking finish the match.
Easy bots at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good old days. Yeah, I remember that. And like, thinking back, it's because we would just play anybody anywhere. We didn't really care for... We needed a tank. We needed an ADC. We needed a support. You know, we would play...
Well, we didn't know all that stuff existed. It was just, a character. We didn't know that there was a meta or like a specific thing that somebody did.
Right.
You played bots all the way up to 30.
Pretty much.
My first time playing a normal match, like, what the fuck is jungle? I don't know what they're talking about.
I think my first time playing a competitive match in League of Legends, I raged because, like, the skill level between the player and the easy bot was just so different.
Yeah.
Oh my god. That's good old days.
The game I've spent the most money on, which is sad because it's a free game.
Yeah, but it's one of those. It's one of those games where it's like, yes, it's free to play, but it has so many different characters that you want that access to be able to play whoever faster. You know what I mean?
Yep. So it's whether do you want to spend money now or wait and unlock it? You know, sometimes it takes people years to, get all that content.
Yeah, and like in my aspect, like when you play that game as much as you have, you're able to unlock the character and using that rather quickly because you play it a lot. But when you're like me and you play 1 or 2 games a day, it takes you 3 weeks to unlock a champion. So it just depends on, 1, how much time you put into it, and 2, how fast do you want the characters. Because there was a time, like when we first started playing that, we get our ass kicked by a character, like, oh, that guy is OP, I gotta have him, and then we'd get him, right? And that's not the case. It's just that person knew how to play him, and we didn't know how to counter him. I remember when you bought Twisted Fate, he's like, oh, I got Gambit.
Yep.
And it's because you got your ass kicked by him.
No. I wanted Gambit I wanted Twisted Fate because he reminded me of Gambit. So that was like my first character I wanted to get. I got Cassiopeia and Viger because I got my ass handed to me playing as Twisted Fate. And I was like, man, this guy's ultimate sucks ass. It doesn't do any damage. But I think where the difference is, where I spent a lot of money on League of Legends, especially comparative to you, to where you would buy not cosmetic items on like Diablo to where you made your character stronger.
Right.
I never did that.
That's because you like to play the.
I didn't mind farming and trying to craft them or get myself.
And I hated farming in that game, and I like to do the duels.
You just want to level up, buy the items, and go kill people.
Yeah, I was huge into dueling on Diablo. And it was one of those games too, like, yeah, everybody could be a barbarian or paladin or Amazon, but everybody built their characters and everybody's equipment is what made the difference.
Which is a lot better than how Diablo 3 was, which comes to a good question. What game did you anticipate really wanting or enjoying, and then getting it and finding out that, you know, it wasn't up to par or it kind of sucked?
Diablo 3.
Yeah, I'd say that's kind of up there for me. I think if I had to guess for Gauss, it would probably be No Man's Sky.
Probably. Like, Diablo 3, the graphics were great, the gameplay was great. Where they failed for me was Diablo 2's skill tree. The way you built your characters added so much different like, everybody had their own character. Diablo 3, the only thing that separated characters was equipment. That was literally the only thing that separated characters. You didn't have the skill trees. You couldn't max out certain skills. You know, everybody had the same skills because you unlocked them at the same time. And it's just, I think
you didn't build up attributes the same.
Correct. And I think that's where Diablo 3 failed for me.
Well, so for me, there's a couple things. One, there was no PvP at that time when we was playing it. The second thing is, it went from an 8-player game down to a 4-player game.
Right. I think if Diablo 3 had the same mechanics, like for character building, as Diablo 2, it would have been far more successful.
Yeah.
My opinion. And I would have played the game.
They do that when they go back to Diablo 4.
Well, hopefully, but I'm not buying Diablo 4. Blizzard lost me as a customer.
When they made you buy StarCraft 5 times?
No, they made me buy. So I bought Diablo 3, right? I bought it the same time you did. Beat it, right? I beat it with you. And for whatever reason, it got uninstalled on my computer, and I went to go reinstall it. They told me I never purchased the game. And I argued with these guys and told them, yes, I have. I already fucking beat it. I beat it in the first week it came out. Because we played Diablo 3 quite a bit. Even though it sucked. We played it all the way through, right?
Well, even though it had its flaws, we still want to play the story because we love Diablo 2 so much. We wanted to enjoy a new experience, which we thought was going to be great. Which was at the beginning, it was like, oh, wow, look at this. Until we understood a little bit more of the game, played a little bit more. It's like, oh, well, you know, it really dropped a lot of balls here.
Yeah. Well, they told me I never purchased Diablo 3 and wanted me to repurchase it. And I told them I'm not fucking rebuying it, and I haven't. So they lost me as a customer. Which sucks because I like the Diablo games. I like Blizzard outside of trying to make Diablo a mobile game, right? So I like Blizzard. Well, I played Hearthstone, StarCraft. I never played Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah, I didn't really play that one.
But I played.
But you're not really big into MOBAs.
Yeah,
that's where I'm a little bit more. Like Genesis was really fun.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, too, they're trying to make a genre on the console that just it doesn't translate over well.
I wouldn't say that because I think Smite did a really good job with it.
Well, it's a different.
I mean, it's still a MOBA. It's just you're going from a third person into a first person, where the controls and everything is really well put together for a console game with controllers, where it's more your auto attacks are skill based, not just like.
Yeah, like Smite, I would agree, did really good transition over to console. The thing that separates Smite is, one, the camera angle, and it's a little more fast-paced, because it's almost like a hack and slash. slash MOBA. You know what I mean? Genesis tried to be a pure MOBA game, which I agree, it is a good game. It's a solid MOBA for a console. I just don't know if it'll ever be what they're wanting it. Yeah, what they're wanting it to be. Because one thing that separates Smite from a lot of games too is the champion pool. The champion pool in Smite is huge. And like, luckily for, I don't know if you did, but for me, I bought the $20 every champion now and future package that they had when it first came out, right? So I can install Smite now and still have every single champion, which is
I did that
over
for the PC
it's like
and the computer or the PS4.
Yeah, and it's like hundreds of champions, right, for Smite, because what they did was they did it's kind of like a Greek mythology. So they have like the Greek mythology, the Chinese mythology, and the
newest one I think they added was the Japanese one.
Yeah, so the champion pool is so huge in that game.
Well, it's not hundreds of characters, but I mean, there's a significant amount of them.
It's kind of like overwhelming in a way too, because it's like, who do I play? I haven't played this game in so long. It's like, oh my god. Because
like a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, who the fuck is this? And it's just like how it was for League, right? We didn't know what they did, so when you go back to it, it's like, man, this is tough. To where it was like that for Smite when I played a couple weeks ago. Like, man, who is this guy? It's like Baron Shemity, or it's like, fuck.
Yeah, I remember when I played Smite, because I got into Smite, I played it quite a bit. The person I played a lot was Loki, and Hercules was the big ones, right? And Zeus and, Hades was like your mages that everybody played. And Anubis?
So Anubis was like Zeus and Anubis was like my two go-tos. And then Ra was the first one because he was one of the characters that you played for like when they started doing like the showing you how to play it. I was like, oh, okay. And then I got into Zeus, and then I got destroyed by Anubis, and then I started playing Anubis.
Right. I played.
So he's like my Veigar or my Annie.
Yeah. I played a lot of Loki because he's just one of those characters. I love Loki, and the Avengers. I gravitate to those type of people. He just wants to cause mischief and chaos for the sake of just causing chaos, right? So I played a lot of him, and he was an assassin, which is...
It's very Shaco-like.
Yeah, which I don't like Shaco in League of Legends. But I played Loki. I also played Hercules because he was a tank slash fighter, which is the type of characters that I get into. I just play those type of characters in all games that I played in that style.
There was one guy with an axe. He's got a short name. I can't remember.
Does the rain?
He's pretty fun too. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I cannot remember the name.
He's probably like my favorite. I guess would be the equivalent of a top laner. Oops. I think I missed. Nope. I got it.
Good shot.
Yeah, but he was pretty cool. I mean, they have a lot of cool, unique champions. Like, there's a guy that started with an X where he threw the little. It's more like a jungling guy, but he's an ADC, Exablanque, and his ult would be to where the lights would go out, and if you were still moving, you would get stunned.
Yeah, the only ADC that I think I ever got into in that game was Apollo.
I think he played like the Taipei or whatever her name was, where she flew into the air.
That was Apollo.
No. She jumped into the air. She didn't fly.
Athena?
She jumped, but she had like the. No, I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
It's been so long.
Yeah, I have to put that game back on my PlayStation. Another game that I liked on the PlayStation quite a bit was Paladins.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And you never got into Overwatch. Yeah, you never got into Overwatch, right? But Paladins was a good Overwatch style game, except for it had more characters. I liked Paladins quite a bit. And again, it's one of those games too, like I paid the $20 and got every champion now and future.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. I missed.
Next time we
And
all get together to do the games, we'll have to get some drinks.
okay.
I wish it was like that one game competition a long time ago. I don't remember if you remember. I don't remember what it's called. I just remember some of the games where they had like Counter-Strike. They had I don't know if it was Forza or Gran Turismo or one of the racing games. They had a fighting game.
Yeah.
And it was like a team of like 20 people.
Yeah.
I wish they did more stuff like that. That was pretty cool.
Well,
I
that's
remember watching the PlayStation competition where they got to try to come like play testers or whatever. We went to school with one of the guys that was on that show.
really.
Yep. Do you remember Sabe?
Yeah.
So his younger brother, he was on that show.
Really.
Yeah, I don't know if he still does YouTube, but he goes by Mo Chocolate. He was in Terrace class.
Yeah, I remember him. He was always kind of yes. I don't know how to
Kind
explain
of
it.
stuttery, but pretty unpopular if I remember.
I don't remember all that much about high school. All I remember is every game you played and every girl you crushed on was in your game.
Yeah.
Probably still to this day.
The most one I made was me and Aiden was playing a game, and I named her Sheena.
Christian Gruma. I don't know what FVBGFVC means.
Favorite game? I don't know what letters you said. That's what made up something.
It says FVBGFC in our chat, and then they left. We did have a random viewer though. That's a start.
Sign my boobs.
Okay. I mean, no. We are a family-oriented YouTube channel. Psych.
We need to each have like a series. I'll make sure like everybody participates and has something to add to it. So the boys can do their little wiener squad group or whatever they want to do.
Dude, coming up with a fucking name for this channel was dumb. It was a lot more complicated than it needed to be.
So I woke up to like 50 texts and I was reading through the names like, I don't like any of these.
Yeah,
And
well,
that also didn't really help any.
no.
With
Because,
all
like,
these shitty ones.
Dallas said children of gaming, right? Which I get where they was going at, but to me, we're not fucking children, right?
Your target audience, you want to be able to be marketing to what? If someone goes, oh, children of gaming, they're going to think it's a kiddie channel.
Which perverts would be like, yes, I want to watch this, right?
My cam on Aiden.
I
want
want
do something with him because he wants to do YouTube so bad.
Okay, so do a series with
have
them.
a YouTube channel.
Yeah, do a series with them.
I'm gonna make him play old school games.
Yeah, we could
Give
do
me his
we could do a
thoughts.
series with the kids because James wants to do YouTube as well. So we could do fathers versus sons, or father son versus father son, or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because Aiden plays the same games that the boys would play. The boys don't play Fortnite anymore, but they all play Minecraft.
Yeah. They could do a little. They could have their own little segment on there.
Yeah, but I gave everybody the information for the YouTube channel so they can all go in and do their different videos, their different streams. What I want to do though is get everybody together first and do an intro.
Oh
Do an intro video and just everybody get together and just talk. Everybody say, you know, who they are, the type of games that they play, and what they. I also want to do like weekly or bi-weekly get-together videos where we all get together and just talk and game. Kind of similar to like what we was doing today, just reminiscing of old games.
Yeah.
And then we could do like the challenges, you know, if Austin wants to stream Ark or Minecraft or whatever the fuck he's playing, he can stream it.
His epic fight against the 9-year-old.
Yeah, like I'm streaming right now, and this is going to be saved for the YouTube, so it's going to be at this point, a 2-hour fucking video. So I don't know how that would work.
I'm doing streaming for Twitch, and I can make stuff for YouTube also.
Yeah, but we'll have to get a like a Twitter and all that stuff too.
Well, I have the gaming call Twitter handle because that's what I was going to make it when I was going to start doing Twitch and try to make it more of a career down the line eventually, but it just never panned out because bitch ass Lauren.
Yeah. Well, your biggest thing is like every time you meet a girl, you just like quit gaming altogether.
I did with Sheena. She let me play games.
After a while, but like when you and Sheena first started talking,
I just felt bad.
You've always been that way though. Like if you've ever had any interest in girls, you would like quit gaming.
Well, you have to find that balance. We didn't have a whole lot of time to talk, so it's how am I going to get to know her if she's at my house and I'm sitting here playing games while she's sitting there being bored.
You just gotta find you a gamer.
I need a player 2. Well, player 3.
That's what you should do. I'm just a man looking for my player 2.
Goddamn, if I didn't suck, that was a goal. I'm gonna make a dating site called Match or Player2.com.
Oh my god!
Find your player 2.
I do not remember this. Yes, I do. What the, what the fuck? Power Stone.
A picture that might help you remember, but I figured that was enough.
I remember I don't remember the actual gameplay picture you sent me, but I remember like the character selection picture. Oh my goodness. That's funny.
Some of the other fighting games that you probably don't remember that we played, but will remember after I say it, was like the Power Rangers.
I do not remember that one. Wait, could you be that monkey guy? What was his name? Gorgon? No, Gorgon was the dude in the tube, right? No, that was Zorgon. I can't fucking remember it. I do remember a Power Rangers game. I don't remember it being a fighting game though. I remember it being kind of like the Ninja Turtle arcade, like the hack and slash game.
Yeah, the fighting game. You remember here, let me Google it. But you're talking about Zordon. He was the guy in the tube.
Zordon. What did I say? Zorgon.
Yeah. At first, I thought you were talking about Ivan Ooze. I was trying to figure out what thing, and then Zed was the red, muscly guy. Then Rita was the girl.
I remember Rita. Make my monsters grow.
I don't remember the flying monkey or the other guy that was a little weird. He had like a red jewel on his head. I think he's like mostly gray.
I don't know. There's like literally so many different games that we can play to bring down memory lane.
We used to play a lot of Lemonade Stand.
The fuck out of the way!
Or computer games, a lot of Oregon Trail, Mario Teaches Typing, those kind of things.
Yeah, I remember all that. Oregon Trail.
And then Mom's game where it was Laser Suit Larry, where you gotta go find the dildos.
Yeah. Have you looked at the new one that just came out?
A Laser Suit Larry game just came out?
Yeah, it's on PlayStation. It's on the market, or it's on the store, whatever it is.
No, I haven't.
It looks stupid.
Well, aren't they off?
No, I mean, so they're like stupid funny, right? Those games.
Like the one where it's in college.
Yeah, this one just looks stupid.
Well, I think after you take something and you beat it with a baseball bat and it becomes a dead horse, it's like Alright, well, now I can just the people that explain with what.
I thought you was about to say you beat it with a dick.
I mean, that's if you wanted.
Good shot.
Well, he missed.
Oh, man.
I'll probably play another one or two and then get off. I'm going to switch back to home for a bit and then shower before bed.
Yep, that's cool. I gotta get off and get ready for work anyways.
Are we going to have nicknames or just call each other by our first names?
I just figured we call each other by our names.
Yeah.
Unless you want to be Tony Baloney.
No.
Deal. You want everybody to call you Anthony on this channel?
Well, it's either that or Duchess.
Nope, I'm calling you Tony.
Whatever.
You know I don't call you fucking Anthony. Never have, never will.
No one will, except for Austin and probably Fred, but I think once everybody starts calling me Tony, it's just like Eric and all them call me Tony too, so that is what it is.
Banana, banana. Hit it in, dude! Ah, he hit it in. Watch this.
It probably was not going to go in until he hit
It wasn't. He hit it in. That was all part of the plan. That's why I told him. Hit it in, dude. Alright, I'm up the center, up the center. What the fuck? You turned away from the ball. How did you do that?
Don't ask.
Oh no.
So you're going to see me flying up, because I was going to try to make an aerial play, but it was on the ground.
Nobody saw it.
Oh, you're done.
Yeah, this Christian Grumman, all they put was FVBG FVC. Now,
maybe they're trying to put in a game code or something.
A cheat code?
Yep.
Infinite lives.
No, Konami code.
Whatever. Hey, we had a random viewer.
I do that with my dick sometimes. Up, down, left, right.
We'll have to like make sure that we interact with the people.
The people
like,
during the live streams.
Yeah, and then also like when we're making the videos, challenge just ask people to leave comments like, what was the first game you remember playing when you was a kid? Leave a comment down below. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What was the first game that?
See us play?
Yeah. What was the first game that ever made you rage? Because every gamer has it.
Moment?
Yeah, everybody has those moments. Bomb. We want more. Oh, fuck, this video is gonna be 2 hours long. Will this stream stay on the YouTube channel, or do I have to save it?
It should.
Okay.
I don't know if it will or not.
This is a long video.
Maybe I'll make a video of me streaming, we're doing a playthrough of the, the Ghost Ship game. I can't remember the name of it.
That's something we can play together.
Man.
Yeah, we can play that together.
Oh my god. I actually do need one more trophy, and I need a second person to play it.
Alright.
I tried to do it with Mom and Maddie, but I need one more playthrough.
I'll play it with you. I haven't beaten it yet because, like, I didn't want to play it by No.
Wow,
I didn't.
just went for that.
I didn't want to play by myself because I started a game with Maddie and I didn't want to continue it by myself.
It's actually a really, really good game.
I don't know about really, really good. It's a good game. I think
the amount of choices that you get to alter the outcome is really fascinating.
I would agree, but the one thing that falls short for me is, one, the jump scares are predictable. Like, after the first one that got me, like, it legit got me, right? It scared me. Then I knew what was coming forward. Like, everything was predictable.
I think there's a lot of ones that you wouldn't expect. Like, I always expected to be scared, so I just assumed something is going to happen at every turn. But I think if you lose yourself in the moment, then you're more likely to get jumped.
Well, so the first jump scare that got me, right? It was in the sunken plane, right?
With the eel.
Yeah. So, like, the music's slow, the video's slow, and it's going towards, like, the skeletons, right? So in my head, the skeleton's the jump scare. So then the eel pops up, and that's what got me, right?
Shit.
Nice. So the second jump scare that got me was behind a curtain. There was like a skull.
Yeah, that drops where the thing drops from the top.
Yeah. So after that, I was like, okay, I see what they're doing. They're setting up a jump scare, but before that actual jump scare that you're thinking, something else is going to jump out and get you.
Yeah.
So now that's, my brain was expecting everything after that, right? So I never actually got jump scared again. So I'm not going to say it's a really, really good game oh my god, but I will say it's decent. The story's cool.
You would say it's a good game, not a great game?
Yes.
I think it depends on your preference. I think if you're someone like Mom, you'd be like, oh man, this is one of the best games ever. Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah,
I think it was a great game also, though.
There's a lot of things, like, the gameplay itself is slow to me. Like,
the one complaint I have is sometimes the movement is extremely difficult to get what you want to do. Yeah,
it's janky. The controls are janky. Not janky, the character's movement is janky.
They're a little stiff.
And I think that's because the person who made the game, obviously, is more focused on, one, the story, two, the cinematics. They don't really... You're not playing that game because... You're not playing that game because the gameplay is what stands out, right?
It's a game that you play because of the story.
Right. Now, that's the first type of game like that I've ever played. I know Mom and then played, what was that other one?
Until Dawn.
Yeah, I didn't get into that. The one thing that I do like about those games is, like, all the characters are modeled after actual actors and actresses and voiced by them too, right? That's pretty cool.
I'll still get the second one when it comes up. Well, it's not even a sequel. They're all different types of games.
Yeah, and there's going to be 8 of them.
I didn't hear 8.
I heard that
that
was the first one of 8. Because that's what an anthology is, right? Is that what it is?
It's supposed to be 6. I couldn't tell you. I don't know.
No! I tried. Yeah, I'll play that game with you. We'll have to do it on a weekend I don't have James, though.
Well, and
'Cause he
you're
won't-
also the kind of player that you'll just run through it. You're not going to have to sit and explore every single piece of evidence. Where I've already done that as well, minus the last thing I need for my trophy, to where I can, and it's towards the end of the game, to where like, Mom, you have to explore every single fucking.
Yeah,
crack.
I'm not doing all that. I just want the game to go.
It's actually not a too terrible long game. It's like a perfect length.
Go hit that in. Oh my god. I missed. No! Tony hit it in! Yes! I don't know. Whew. That guy hit it in.
I think I bumped into him because my trajectory is off.
Don't let him score off the kickoff.
What?
Da, da, da.
Just let it hit the ground.
Never! Okay. I got it.
Wow. It's almost like one of those, like, that's how we lose.
Right. I have that moment a lot in this game, especially with Dallas. And that's how we lose.
I'm gonna try to center.
That was a good center, but I went back to get boost. That's in.
Oh, yep. GG's.
Whoops. Whoops. I'm trying to say GG. I don't know why it keeps coming up OMG.
I just made it type it in. Alright, I'm gonna do one more.
Alright, one more. That's cool, because after this one, I gotta go get ready for work anyways, because it's 5 o'clock.
Ouch. My ears.
My bad. Oh, you need me to ready up, huh? Huh? We got a view. Oh, I think I was the viewer. Never mind. Can you be your own viewer? I wish there was like a list. I wish there was a list of like how you could see who's watching. Oh, you're the viewer.
I am now. I wasn't.
How's the video quality?
Good.
Audio good?
I wasn't gonna listen to the audio, but
Mamma mia! You missed it by this much.
yeah, I don't want that. But
God damn it, Tony, get out of the way!
you took me out of the play.
Let's see who took who out of the play. Oh, right there, you're in my way.
I was trying to get a boost in my way.
You shouldn't get a boost. The ball was the other way.
Nah, I was making a joke. I don't know what I was trying to do.
Are these the same guys? They're beating us by 2 already?
These are the same guys.
Tony! Hit the ball! Hit it, Tony!
I tried.
I missed the boost. Whoo! I hit it over him. Let me go get this boost back here. I'm not gonna get the ball. Uh-oh. You got it?
Yep.
Dude, fuck you.
We're in a bit of a pickle here, Dick.
Oh my god. I was confused on your jump over there. It took me out of
Took you out of the play?
It didn't take me out of the play, but it took my concentration off of the ball. I was like, what the fuck was he going for?
Oops, I whiffed.
I see.
Should have missed the price. Quack, quack, quack.
What are you quacking for? Oh my god. It is way too early for this shit. Na 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 na. Alright. It's time to mount the epic comeback. Oh my god.
Starting now.
Like, I wasn't even, like, I never missed that shit. I'm chalking that up to that I've been up since 2 o'clock this morning.
I've been up since 2 p.m. this morning.
Yeah, well, you don't go to bed until
yes.
6 o'clock. Oh my god.
Wow.
That's it. I'm retiring. I'm gonna have to quit playing Rocket League now. That's really left. Next.
If they scored again, I'm actually pulling it.
You should put, it's not a joke, actually left. No, I mean it, left.
Ah, shit.
Dude,
I
why
was just like Road Rash, so I can just get a bat or a chain and start beating shit out of them.
fucking Road Rash.
Alright, we're not winning this. I'm going for the Aiden tactic.
Come on, you bitch. Get out of the way. I'm better than these guys. I know it. Oh my god. He really left.
My internet dropped. I'm gonna get off.
Alright, peace.
Later.
No! Da 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 da. Oh goodness.